Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Oh, sorry, I'm clicking hopefully that sound works okay. Hopefully everything's on. Welcome back, or welcome to the Frontline Fitness. My name is Anne, and I am coming to you from Prince George. I have a business called Active Health Solutions. I'm also a full-time instructor at the College of New Caledonia in the kinesiology program, and I'm a golf professional. So I'm working with, and thank you to British Columbia Golf for the partnership to bring this to you. This is our second to last class. We'll do one on Thursday, and then I've posted. I'm in the process of putting them on our YouTube channel, so I'll make that available in case anybody wants to come back through the summer to maintain their mobility before we start up again, hopefully in the coming winter. So today's class, you need a lanyard, okay, or a shoelace or anything like that. But I had so many of these little lanyards, right, for keys or name badges, right, that you get from a conference or meeting. And so you just pull that off, and I tied a knot in it at about the 1 foot mark, or you could use a mini band as well, so there is some resistance there, so you'll need one of those. I have one exercise that we're going to stand on with a book, and I've got my golf club, so that's ready to go. My club, we're going to do some stretching with that, and at the end, as a little bonus, I have a ball. So hopefully you found a tennis ball or something that you can hard ball, something that you can use, a dog toy or whatever, kicking around that you had under the couch. You blew the dust off, and here we go. So that'll be right at the end for you for the end of class. So let's get started. This is a 30-minute range of motion, a little bit of strength building class, and it's all for your golf swing, and everybody is welcome. It's for anybody, all ages, all abilities, but I just want to remind you here as we start with our high knees to work at your own pace, your own level. Be safe, especially coming in and out of movements. Do as much as you can. Take breaks, take water breaks when you need it. And if you're watching this later, stop and start as much as you like. All good. Hey, Chipper, hopefully the sound's okay. I didn't test it out. Let's switch it to a bum kick. So this is on the same side. So hand and foot on the same side. We're just making sure we're starting with a nice gentle warm-up, and these are for quad muscles. I hope everybody's been out golfing. I know a friend from Saskatchewan, their course is opening on Friday, so he's keen to go do that on Friday. I know Alberta's been out golfing, playing on their courses. We're going to switch across the body here. These are called monster walks. Normally we'd march across our gym, right? So if you think about how we do this across the gym in our fitness studio, so we're trying to figure out how to open safely for our community of movers. We're getting excited, trying to figure out what the protocols are. It's getting exciting. I think we've all done well with our stay-at-home orders, but now we kind of feel like it's time to spread our wings a little bit. And let's switch it to a scorpion. So it's behind us, it's opposite. You can take a little bit of a wider stance. So now we're adding in a little bit of arm movement. Couple more. And then we're going to switch it to a side lunge, okay? A side squat. It's kind of like a squat walk here, okay? So when you activate these big muscles of our legs, we should start to increase our heat a little bit. Oh, I'm feeling those in my knees today. So here's hoping your knees are feeling a little less cranky than mine. Okay, now we're going to switch it to a grapevine. Do you remember those from back in the day, the aerobics classes? Step behind, step in front. So this is just digging in a little bit more to those hips. We're going to do some rotation and some work on those hips today. Okay, a couple more karaokes, and if you've got room, doing this on your balcony or your deck or your living room, or you can just head off down the hall, do some side steps and some karaoke steps. Okay, last one. Okay, now we're going to do a step rotate. And when you rotate, so it's like a lunge, but I'll take a big step where you have your bent leg. So I have my right leg forward. You're going to rotate across the bent leg. So step and go across the bent leg, over the bent leg. You might be able to hear, I realize that the mic, you can pick up my breathing, especially when these exercises get a little tougher. And now I'm holding my breath. So I go here and then I go, and I hold my breath. So don't do that. I'm not going to do a lot of shoulders until we hit the lanyard or the mini band. Let's do one more either side. 1 and 2. And now get up on those toes. You're going to take a little walk around your living room, do a little figure 8. Toes. And now pop up those toes and walk on those heels. I had a track coach. He was a triathlon coach. And that's what we did for prevention with lots of running and that. And because we're on our feet so much, that's why today at the end, I'm bringing in the ball, the cool down with the ball. Okay, grab your chair. Now we're going to start on the back side of that chair. We do this every day. And we're going to do a nice press heel. This heel, your front heel, needs to stay on the ground. Don't let it pop up. Okay, so if you only can get to here before it pops up, then that's your range of motion. And we're going to try and get that deeper and deeper as we go. And switch sides. Well, that feels pretty good today. Again, my knees though are feeling like they're just cranky. Alrighty, last one. And we're going to go to a calf press. So just up and down, contracting those calves. 4, 5. Now we're going to go to a pigeon toe. Okay, so try a little pigeon toe here. And now flare them out like a penguin or a duck. I don't know, penguin. I'm going to grab my book for this one because we're going to do our hip list. But if you want to do it from your book, you can. If not, you can do it from your floor. That's all good. So here we go. These never go away. Hip lists are here to stay. And those of you that have been with me since the beginning of this, I hope you are feeling a little more movement through your pelvis. That's the goal. That's the plan. And switch sides. Okay. Low back pain really bothers a lot of golfers. So if we can get you stronger, get you a little more range of motion, that should take some of that away, right? With those hip flexors and the way our pelvis curls under, right? This is the posture that we tend to get stuck in, right? And when you think about the ability of the body to stand in an upright position, we need all of these muscles. We're a big series of elastic bands, and we have to make sure that they all work and don't get jammed up. Okay, next one is an in-out push. So point your toe in, then you're going to go out. Okay, so you're seeing a lot of rotation in that hip. In, out, and then you're going to raise it up. In, out, push. And again, this is for mobility in this hip, but also a little bit of a strength builder in one of our glute muscles. Okay, switch sides. I'll just bring my chair over to the other side real quick. In, out. Boy, I can feel that. Okay, that's a good thing. Means I'm hitting the ends of my range of motion. And even if I'm not gaining a lot of range of motion, I'm maintaining it. And that's first step to hip health. Let's do this. Will be our last one. Let's do a few pelvic tilts. So getting into your long iron swing, feet shoulder width apart. You're going to bow, unlock those knees, cross those hands, and now we're going to pelvic tilt, okay? So keep doing it. Bow, weights on your heels. Now unlock, come to the balls of your feet. And it's quite an exaggerated move. And for some reason, I still am struggling with this, right? Like it just jiggles when I do it. One more. Okay. We're going to switch, pull the chair around the other direction because we're going to do a lunge with a windmill. Now we had done the windmill last class with the plank, but this is in a lunge position. So now if your chair is going to kick out, put it against the wall. But first of all, get into a deep lunge position. So you want to have a 90-degree bend at the knee, 90 at the ankle, nice tall posture. And if you can do it without the chair, that's great. But if not, you can use the chair. Maintaining the lunge, windmill up and turn. Both sides. And you're going to have one this side where you're over your bent leg. You don't get as deep of a rotation. This one feels way easier. And then the other one goes stuck. And hopefully you're maintaining that lunge position. And if you can do it from here, then you're just going to hang on the inside and outside of your leg. Okay, that heated that up for sure. Let's switch sides. So switch that leg, wiggle into that nice 90 position. We don't want this knee traveling forward. Okay. And now we're windmill rotate. And I'm hoping this one pushes you a little bit. It's going to heat up nice and quickly. And again, if you can do it, with some balance. Not like that. That was terrible balance. Let's do one more. Okay. You can walk that out. Come on up. Let's grab our lanyard or your mini band or your shoelace, whatever you have. You can even use a towel. Or if you even have a washcloth, you would just go corner to corner. Because what I'd like for you to have is about a foot apart. Okay, now if you're hanging on, that's fine too, but you're creating tension outward. Okay, so that's why I find a loop is easier, because you can just hook your wrist. All right, first one is overhead, straight up. Now if you are popping out with those elbows into this diamond shape, like that's okay, but we are trying to work those elbows into those 11 position, into that number 11 position. And I find when I come down, so on the down lowering phase, I can really feel that last one across my shoulders. All right. Roll those out when you need it. Now from here, okay, shoulder width apart, and you're going to pull out, and you're going to pulse them. Okay? Pulse, pulse, out, out. That's where a mini band is kind of nice. If you have a little Pilates band or a mini band. I have an Explode band. Okay, there we go. Feet shoulder width apart. We're going to draw some circles. Hopefully I'm not going to smack my mic around. Whoop, and I did. So there should be 5. Now go the other direction. And if you're creating that tension by pulling things apart, you will feel these through your shoulders in all these little small muscles very quickly. Now globe rotations. Okay, I'm going to have to give that a second here. Loosen those up. Globe rotations out in front, and it's like you have a steering wheel. All right, next one is an air push-up. So imagine you're doing a push-up on the wall, like a little tricep push-up with your hands close together. Now with this one, you want your shoulders to be back and down. We don't want to start listing and cranking those shoulders up. So be conscious of keeping those shoulders low. Because as we get fatigued, they kind of sneak up and do some funny things. Okay, I'm definitely feeling those. All right. Behind our back. And now I just hook my thumbs. In there. And we're going to do some lifts here. Press. Press. Nice tall posture. Eyes up, heads up, necks up. We don't want to slouch forward and work from down here. Roll those shoulders back and down. Create some range of motion here. Some space. Okay, and now we're going to go side to side, and you can add in as we're doing this. Okay, that kind of is creating some traction. So you pull off to one side, and you're going to go the opposite direction. I feel like I'm straining on this one, so I might have to make the movement. If you feel like you're straining, make it smaller. Okay, now pull it off to one side. You're going to turn to that same side, and you're going to drop your chin to your collarbone. And boy, oh boy, the default is to drop and then for the shoulder to lift up. That's how we compensate. So keep that shoulder, that collar blade down. Don't bring it up to meet it, to meet that chin. So opposite directions. So you're going to pull off to one side, turn your head, and then drop that chin down to that collarbone. Again, without raising up the collarbone to meet it. Boy, those neck muscles, they're sore, they're tired. Hi Irene, I hope you're well. I'm one of my islanders. All right, last one with the lanyard. Hopefully it's long enough and you can go up, straight up. It's in one hand. You're going to bend. So this arm is shooting straight up to the sky, and hopefully you can find it on the bottom, and you're going to pull down and then gently pull up. So this is an internal rotation stretch. So first you kind of stretch the tricep, and then you internally rotate the shoulder that's on the bottom. So it's like you're sawing, seesaw up and down, and then let go with the top hand. Now it's in the other hand, and same thing, up and bend, find it on the bottom. And we did this one last week with the golf club. So if that's more comfortable, then do that. So down and up, very gently, and not to poke your head forward. Nice tall postures, nice tall bodies. So this is our last one with our little lanyard. And last one, release, and now grab your golf club. We have some golf club stretches. And Then we're going to head to the exercises that we have, and then balance will stretch, and then we can do the ball exercises. Wrist, start with our wrists. So up, down, flexion, extension, and now we're going to add a little bit of rotation here. And it's amazing. We never think about doing stretching or maintaining mobility in our wrists. And I work with a lot of golfers, older golfers, that have lost this movement. So they get kind of stuck. So doing a push-up on the wall, right, their wrist mobility gets very compromised. So we really want to just try and maintain it. We don't want to lose that. Okay, hands underneath, and we're going to do a little bit of external rotation. We haven't really done any external rotation yet for those shoulders. So keeping those shoulders nice and square. And you just like a hinge door right here, right? So it's 90 degrees. So we don't want to pop out this way. We just want to keep that elbow tucked in and very gently create some range of motion. And it will feel like there's a little bit of resistance there. But man, do we need healthy shoulders. Okay, switch it to a pec stretch. So a pec stretch is into this position here, and we just want to, even if it's one at a time, and without cranking up that shoulder, we want to open up our chest muscles. You're just going to keep it moving around. One at a time is fine. Now it's hard to demo for me because I do actually have pretty good mobility through my shoulders. So if we do some rotations here in our long iron swings, there's two options. If you cannot safely get back here and put this club behind your back because we're forward, right? We don't have this position available to us, which a lot of people don't. So that's the one on the wall. Like when we're doing our wall angel and you get up to here and then it kind of pops off, it's very common. And there's a lot of reasons why it's forward, right? And some of it's our rounded shoulders. So if you don't have that position available to you, stay right here. So again with our long iron swing, and we're just going to turn. Okay, golf is 2 90-degree shoulder turns. Okay, so here, this is the top of our backswing position, and really it's stable lower body, turn the upper body, and the more torque and the more you can create this rotation against a stable lower base, go the other direction, the more power you have. And we want to do this without being loose, because if we don't have this rotation available to us, we swing side to side, right? So and those just produce loose shots that go kind of in the bush or have no power. So I'm going to do a couple. So keep doing that, a couple with my club on the back of my shoulder here. Now when we're doing this position, it's important when you go, imagine your backswing, you want to have loaded up on your same right side if you're a right-handed golfer. So as I'm coming to the backswing, this muscle, my quad, is activated. If I'm doing this, right, and my left one is activated, that's the reverse pivot. And a lot of people do this and fall out of their golf swing the other direction, right? So they don't have a weight transfer. So just be a little mindful that when you go back into this 90-degree position, you're producing a weight transfer. We're not producing it side to side. It's a rotational weight transfer, if that makes any sense. All right, release. Let's do a few hinges here. So a hinge is just where this club is going to kind of stay close to our bodies, where gravity has it. It's going to go straight down. We're going to increase that range of motion in our hamstrings, which are these muscles, the long muscles, the back of our legs. Hinge, hinge, hinge. Oh, these are tight. they'll loosen up, but mine are tight. Okay, and now when we're down, let's just head off to one side. So that's, and now we're working a little bit across our bodies. All right, and roll it on up. Okay, and then with a wide grip, let's do a few of our wide grip swings right up onto that follow through side. Before we go left, if you want to add a step swing, so as top of your backswing, feet together, step swing. So it's kind of like as we would if we were playing baseball. Okay, and relax for a sec. Flip your brain, go the other direction. Lefty, or in Chipper's case, go righty. I see you watching from Vancouver. All right, and if you want to, try, this is a swing speed. I can't do it. I feel very uncoordinated. To increase swing speed. But again, I'm kind of flinging, which isn't safe. So you have to, if you're going to do it, it has to be safe. No flinging, which kind of wasn't what I was doing. All right, how's our time doing? Ooh, my. This could be a long one today. I apologize. Curtsy squat. So now we're into our 4 exercises. So a curtsy squat is you're going to step behind, you're going to squat, but this front knee stays in a line. Okay, so this is for hip strength, a little hip mobility. Step across, squat down. Yes, we don't want that knee popping out or doing anything funny. Now, if you had a weight, or your book, if you want to use it, that's a good way to do it. But I think body weight, especially now that we're in season, weights are a good thing to work on out of season, right? So it's something you could work up towards in the winter. But in season, we're just trying to tick along and maintain and not injure ourselves because we're going to play a lot of golf. Let's do one more on either side. 1 and 2. Next one is a rainbow push-up. So in your push-up position, you're going to go rainbow one side and then kind of rainbow across and then push up on the other side. Okay, so wiggling your feet out as far as you want, away from the wall. And you're just going side to side. And if that's too much, do a regular old push-up. I am not fussed about how these come together. Or if that's too much, you bring your feet in. And you can do these from your knees, from your toes, on the floor. Make it as easy or as difficult or as challenging for you as you like. Let's do one more either side. Here we go. 1 and 2. And again, I have completely lost count. Okay. This one, you're getting into, I don't know what the best way to demonstrate this is. Okay, your tabletop position here, and you're going to kick a leg back. And I'd like your hips to stay level. Now you've got 10 raise lowers. Okay. Okay, and switch sides. Now hopefully you can feel that in the long muscles of your back and definitely your bum muscle. Okay, I think that was 10, probably 12. Knowing me, it was 15. I have no idea. All right, have a seat. We are going to do our bicycles. So sitting at the front of your chair, leaning back, and we're just going to do a single leg. So if you got 15, You can do this on one side. Now, if you wanted to do this on the floor, on a yoga mat or on a towel, you can do bicycle crunches, and that essentially just looks like you're alternating. Switch sides, and you're going to go with the other side here. I'm going to do 3 more. 1, 2, 3. All right, I have just enough time for a quick little stretch, and then for your bonus 5 minutes, I'm going to show you the ball stuff. So let's start with our stretch. I had balance plan, but I went too long and too wordy. So if you can take a second at the end and do some balance. So this is starting with our necks. We did a lot of neck stuff today and a lot of hip stuff. So really we're going to stretch those areas out nice and carefully. Okay, what's the next one? Oh, rotation. This one I don't have written down, so it's just relying on memory. So hand on the outside, and you're going to twist towards the back of your chair. Boy, it's a beautiful day. And switch sides. I really need to get out to the driving range tonight. Play some golf this week. And release. And toe up, one leg extended. Let's do a nice hamstring stretch here. Hopefully it's releasing, and release. Cross it over, again nice and tall, and you can give it a little press to externally rotate that hip a little bit. And then if you need to come forward, that should give you a little bit more of the stretch on the outside of that hip. And release. Let's switch to the other side. Pop that toe up, leg nice and straight. So once again, I just think that our work here has been so fun. I've quite enjoyed it, and thanks to British Columbia Golf for helping us push it out, release and cross it over. I really noticed that, there's lots of opportunities on YouTube, right? It's so easy to find channels and, golf. You type in golf fit, and there's lots of stuff out there, but there's really not a lot for everyone, right? There's a lot for the elite. Oh, I'm back. It lost its connection there for a second. So hopefully, and release. This is going to help in just a different segment of the population. A little bit of extension here. Okay, nice tall postures. Really stretch into that hip flexor. And then when you're ready, you're going to go up with that outside arm. Nice tall posture, and tip it back to the back of your chair. I just find a lot of those ones, the YouTube videos and all those kind of TPI guys that are on the high end, right, as far as the working with the professional athletes and whatnot, they're all interesting, and they're all, I like watching them and trying out some of those exercises. But what I'm more fascinated about is how we can modify them so that we don't get down to floor level. And what kinds of things, equipment do we have in our houses? Once you find that hip flexor opens up, then reach it up and over. How can we do some of those exercises in the comfort of our own homes? Right? That we don't have to go to a gym or pay a big bucks for a trainer to do that. And release. Okay, come forward, around, and up you go. And cactus arms, open up your chest. And let's reach around the back and open up our chest one last time. And I want you to do that one more time. Drop your head, press forward, up you go. and open and release. Now keep doing that just for one more second. I'm just going to move my iPad down because this is a little corny. You can hear my weights. It holds my... let's see if that's going to work. Okay. Now, this is a little weird, isn't it? Pop your shoes off. You get to see my fancy little dorky little socks here. Pop those shoes off, and if you have a ball, that's what we're going to work from first. So a tennis ball works great, and what you want to try and do is roll forward, front to the top, from the base of your heel all the way to your toes. Okay. Now, hard ball and a bigger ball is better. If you have a golf ball, I wouldn't press very hard, and I know you all have a golf ball because you're all golfers. But you want to go up and down the plantar fascia tendon, or I guess it's a ligament, I'm sorry. Okay, now switch sides, so roll it over. I just have been finding that wearing shoes, especially golf shoes, and you're out there, and my Fitbit when I golf is it's like 15,000 steps. So 15,000 steps with your feet crammed in those really hard, unforgiving shoes is a little tricky. Okay, now back to the first foot. Now you're going to go underneath the ball of the foot, so just below your toes, and you're going to go side to side. Okay, now with those toes curled over, so put the ball underneath the kind of your arch, and then lift your toes. Oh, that's so difficult. That's called flossing the tendons. Okay, and go to the other side. So start with that side to side underneath the ball of your foot. Okay, and then floss again. So you're going to kind of nestle it right to where the start of your arch is, underneath, like just kind of below the ball of your foot, and then raise those toes up. Oh, that's a floss. And the harder you press down on that ball, the more you kind of untangle all that tightness in there. Okay, so get rid of that ball just for a sec, and now try just lifting, and and you'll notice my fingers, just the big toe. And I can only do it 1 foot at a time. Oh, that's a cramp waiting to happen. Just the big toe on either foot. And you can pop your socks off if you find they're a little too constricting. Okay, and now lift all the toes up. So you're going to flex them, and then try and spread them and put them back down. And you're going to do this again. So curl, and then lift, and then spread. Okay, try the other one. Curl, lift, and then spread. Oh, goodness. Okay. Curl, lift, spread, and then put them back down. And if you just want to do the spreading, that works too. It's very tricky. And then a couple more, we're going to go right, and you might need to stand for this one, but go right up. Stretch out those toes, and you can really see when I do that, my heel or my ankle really pops out. So I'm going to try and do it with a little more straight, square in terms of alignment. See, I can do it with this one wants to pop, and this one goes straight up and down a little bit more. And the last one, just the top of your foot, stretch it on out, release, and try it again. And switch sides. Okay, release, and one more time. does feel pretty good. So thank you for joining me. I will see you. It's stuck. I will see you on Thursday for the last one. And that's it. We'll see you again. Bye, everyone.